So the big news. I'm not a news guy, and I actually don't know how to say any of this. I didn't make like a planned script, but I felt like I should talk about it because not because everybody else on the internet is talking about it, but because this is actually kind of an important topic. So I'm just gonna no introductions. This video is about Rooster Teeth. Rooster Teeth shut down as of March 6th, 2024. So the company was just closed before its 22nd anniversary because it started back in 2003, April 1st, 2003. Now, I don't know how to express like my feelings about it because I haven't watched Rooster Teeth normally lately, and I think that was the general consensus of everybody else, but I can't lie and say that this doesn't hurt, and I can't imagine what like the employees are going through realizing that they just lost their job. I mean, I don't know if anybody thought it was going to last forever, but it lasted a pretty long time. And it's like it lasted for 20 years, what's another 20? Like it could have kept going for 20. But of course, it fell under a giant corporate bullshit thing known as Warner Brothers that just likes to kill everything it has. So it's this weird scenario. It's like, yeah, we're not surprised, but it's still surprising. So when I was young, when I was in junior high, I first played Halo. It was my first time playing Halo, and I played Halo ODST. And when I got my first smartphone during the time, and my dad was like, "Oh, you should watch like these videos I found. I think you'd like them because you've been playing Halo." And I'm like, "Yeah, sure. I don't know really what's going on, but I'll try it." And it was the funniest skit I've ever seen, and it was the Reds and Blues visit Halo Reach, because it was right before Reach was coming out. So that got me hyped for the game too, because I was like, oh cool, another Halo. I really liked ODST. And I started falling down this rabbit hole of like, oh, these guys did like a whole show in Halo. That's really cool. And I wanted to like follow into their footsteps and such. I did the exact same, not the exact same thing, but I wanted to do like, yeah, Halo machinimas. So I tried doing all of that. As you can see, I never really went anywhere with those. But then I realized they were just a little bit more than that. They had Achievement Hunter at the time. They had the Rooster Teeth shorts. They had all the other fun content, and all of it was great. Like, Rooster Teeth felt like this is your one-stop shop for entertainment, for the internet at least. They had good skits. They had like funny members. The podcast, that was my first time listening to a podcast. I'm like, oh, it's really interesting listening to how these people talk. And of course, like I said, the big one being Achievement Hunter. Now, Achievement Hunter has already died earlier, like a couple months ago. So but the people were still there. Some of the people were still there. Some of the other people got laid off, and that's tragic too. The whole backstory and the whole behind the scenes is kind of tragic too, and that's probably why a lot of people don't feel as sympathetic with the company, because yes, in its ending years, there was a bunch of controversy and just awful people and awful choices. Like, not even mentioning the scandals, the fact that some people were just laid off because that's the way showbiz works, I guess. That's terrible. And I don't know much about showbiz. I don't know anything about showbiz, but I can see why it was like, why people would have like this thing is like, yeah, no, they're just starting to suck. Like their quality's going down. And if you look at the views on the videos, yes, those are really low. They used to get like 20,000 views. I mean, well, they used to get more, but like even 20,000 views was a thing, but that just hasn't been the case lately. And I haven't watched Rooster Teeth since then, so I don't know what happened there. I didn't watch any of the new stuff to see like, oh yeah, man, this stuff did kind of drop. I did watch more RWBY, more Red versus Blue. I have some opinions about that, but at the end it wasn't like I was like, man, Rooster Teeth should shut down because of this. They should have kind of gotten their things in order, but that's I don't want to gripe about that. I don't want to go like, man, they're the worst thing, I'm glad they're gone. They have problems. Everything has problems, and those problems need to be addressed. When you close it, I mean, yeah, that's addressing it in one way, but now it's like nothing else is there. So instead of talking about the bad, I want to reminisce a bit about like the good. Like I said, I used to watch their RT shorts. I used to do like all of that. Like I said, in junior high is when I first started watching them. And in junior high, I had like this challenge or whatever. We were supposed to write an email to a a celebrity. I don't know why they made us do that, but everybody picked like other celebrities, like, you know, like, oh, I want to talk to Jonah Hill, or I want to talk to Brad Pitt. But I was like, I like these guys, so I emailed to Rooster Teeth. I think I specifically emailed to Jeff Ramsey, and I had this back here. It's a little dingy, a little old, but this is a postcard from Jeff Ramsey back in like 2012. So I forgot what I wrote to him about. I think I wrote saying like, I really like Rage Quit. I really like, because this was before I think they started doing actual Let's Play. So it's like, I really like Rage Quit. I really like the guides, but my favorite thing was Fails of the Week. I even had some Fails of the Week. I was like, hey, how do I want to share those to you. And of course, like he gave an email that was like, thank you, or a postcard that said like, thank you very much for being a fan. Well, I think I even asked him to be my friend on Xbox at the time, because I didn't know how that worked when I was in 8th grade. So I emailed him that, and in the email, what he replied was saying, "Hey James, thanks so much for the letter and your support over the years. We get a lot of these submissions for Fails of the Week. We're up to 85,000 now, but I'll definitely keep my eye open for yours. My friends list is full at the moment, but as soon as it clears, I'll try to add you. Take care, Jeff, aka Griff." And this is, I never really got Rooster Teeth merch, mainly because I didn't have a job when I was interested in Rooster Teeth. So this is my like my proof that Rooster Teeth existed. And it was really cool. I was really ecstatic. That made my day. I was, I think, 13 or 14, and I was just like giddy, and I was like, oh, I think I was bragging to the kids. I was like, did you get your reply? I got mine. Of course they didn't know. Some people didn't know who that was. But yeah, no, I fell in love with their series. I loved like having GTA every Monday and Let's Play or Minecraft every Friday. That was great. It was like, oh, I got something to come home to. If I'm being honest, I don't remember why I stopped watching them. I do remember I still watched after Ray left. When Ray became full-time streamer, I was watching a bit of both. I actually just got back into watching Ray now. I love watching his VODs and stuff. But Rooster Teeth, I think I was more interested. I think later on, as time went on, I was focusing on like just more of my own gaming and stuff. So I would watch the stuff they would produce, such as Ruby, Red vs. Blue, Nomad of Nowhere. I watched Genlock. I watched Day 5. And I watched the movies, Laser Team, both movies. I actually saw Laser Team 2 in theaters when it came out. That was kind of cool. So it's like I got more into the production side of it, and then I listened to the podcast. So I stopped focusing on gaming and stuff, and I was doing that. But I mean, they're the reason why I kind of did this, because let's be honest, I think we all had that dream where we were working at Rooster Teeth, and I think the little stunt they did at RTX where they like pretended to hire Matt and Jeremy, because I'm pretty sure they were hired beforehand, so they just went up there as like a joke to be hired. I think everybody thought like that's how they can get in. I think that was like a little, I think everybody kind of went under that impression, because I immediately was like, I mean, I was young at the time, so I was like, yeah, I could just walk up and get a job. I can play video games. I can do that. And that's why I started this. That's why I started doing all this YouTube stuff and gaming and stuff. And am I good at it? God, I don't know. I'm still debating on that one. But I tried doing machinimas. Turns out I'm not a good director or writer, so I kind of stopped doing that. I don't want to stop doing that. I still kind of want to make some projects. But like everything, the Sledgehammer wouldn't have existed without Rooster Teeth. Especially since the creation of Darwin's Law. When I created Darwin's Law, the webcomic, the goal was to be like a series like Ruby. So Darwin's Law was thanks to Monty Ohm, rest in peace, God love that man. So it all stems from Rooster Teeth. And of course, like when the bad news came out, it was like, God, that sucks. Like that's heartbreaking that some people are monsters. Some people make bad choices. Some choices affect a lot, or others a lot more than you think. Like I mean, some like you heard not even just the rumors about the gross stuff, but you heard the rumors about like, or not the rumors, the facts of the gross stuff, and the facts that like budgets were mishandled, so people had to go because of it, and shows had to go because of it. If you wondered where your favorite show went, they get sacrificed for other shows, and that's showbiz, baby. That's how showbiz goes. I forgot to hold on. Okay, but yeah, it's just that part's heartbreaking. So, Rooster Teeth didn't evolve well, in my opinion. Um, in fact, it's gonna sound stupid. When they announced, "Hey, we're being acquired by," I think it was Full Screen at the time, I was like, "Huh? Why? Like, why are we doing that?" And they're like, "Of course, it was more money equals more opportunities to create more things for the viewers." Yes, that is true, but it's usually when things are it depends. Like I said, I'm not in showbiz, so I don't know stuff like that. But it's just it doesn't sit well with some people. Like that didn't sit well with me. And who am I to say like, oh, that's bad? I can have my opinion. I'm not gonna yell at anybody over it though. I'm not gonna go like, oh, you guys are idiots for being like collected. No, I maybe that was a good idea at the time. In the long run, it didn't look like it turned out so well. But that was a different company. It kept changing. It kept changing companies. Um, but yeah, no, the fact that like they had the longest running web series. Like, yeah, that was coming to an end this year already, but that was still 23 years, no, 21 years of a web series that's been going on, and like that's impressive. That's a really high title, considering I don't know what would take that at that point. What's the next web series? I don't know that. I don't know what the next the popular web series is. Maybe if like Smosh kept Food Battle going instead of like having their thing, that would probably be the next one. I don't think we're reaching 20 years. Oh god, I really hope we're not reaching 20 years on Food Battle. But like still, like it's really insane that, and this is all kind of like in what from what we can see, this is Warner Brothers flip of the switch, like, oh, we don't need you anymore. Bye. Because they've been doing that with everything. The Cartoon Network studios were affected by it. Movies have been canceled and vaulted, and actually not even vaulted, just straight up deleted because they're like, we don't need it. Tax write-off. I don't know how that works, but I feel like that's really illegal. I mean, no surprise there. Rich company doing something bad. Back to the Rooster Teeth thing, though. I can say I enjoyed my time with them. I really enjoyed the time. I really enjoyed what they brought. I wish some things were better. I wish, they didn't do the things that were happening, but that wasn't everybody. You got a lot of people who I think they said 150 employees just lost their jobs. I don't know if that's including sister companies, such as like the Death Battle Crew and Funhouse, but that's a lot of people to just not have jobs. And some of them are big, like some of them are the face of the channel, like you saw them every day. Some of them are the behind the scenes people that worked really hard, such as like the art department, PR, animators. A bunch of animators and writers are just gone now, or not gone, but they don't have, they can't work on this stuff. They weren't even allowed to say that they were making Ruby Volume 10. They had to wait for that. That's absurd. That's weird. Especially since they're an internet company. And you would think that in the age of internet, things are getting better, but I don't know. Corporations are kind of dumb. Big companies are dumb. And Rooster Teeth is not a big company. They were not a big company, even though they made a bunch of money and they had all like this big following compared to Warner Brothers, compared to other things. They weren't that big. Like I said, I'm not trying to make this like a down video. Like I do. I'm a little saddened by it. Like I'm sad for different reasons. I guess like my nostalgia part of me is sad, but I was already sad before. There was, like I said, there's still a bunch of great people that were a part of it, like people who were just doing their job, who probably enjoyed their job, and now they have to go find something else. So yeah, it's a little heartbreaking. Like I said, my whole upbringing was started from Rooster Teeth. I like making videos. I like thinking of ideas, stories and stuff. Skits. I'm not a skit kind of guy. I can't write comedy, but I I like it because of them. They're the reason why I started, and I hope that everybody that's affected does, they find a way to recover, get back on their feet. And I actually do want to see what happens with, like, I hope that the people that were affected are able to get together as like a family and try to recover something, like either start their own company. I think some of them can probably start like a small channel and then build off of that. Just hopefully, hopefully things are better. But that is enough of me rambling. I'm pretty sure I'm like the 1,000th person to talk about Rooster Teeth, but I wanted to say it more from the heart instead of like, look at the statistics, man. They started getting woke or whatever. Be quiet about that. That's not what happened here. What happened here was that times have changed. Some things don't last long. And also, I think the internet algorithm's just a little screwed up too. Everything's TikTok nowadays, so that part sucks. But yeah. Rooster Teeth, you were wonderful while we had you. You got a little bumpy, a little rough at the end. But I think we all have a bit of Rooster Teeth in our heart if you're a fan. So yeah. I'll keep making stuff if that's what you want to see. I don't know. I didn't know how to make this video. I just knew that I should probably talk about it, considering it was, like I said, I would say a good 8 years of my life just being a fan and trying to dedicate my life around it. It's weird. I don't know. Internet's weird, guys. Stay away from it.